Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Wanted to make the watch list video for Monday, April 23rd. Making it here on Friday, kind of early evening here. Get it going for the weekend, so I don't have to think about it tomorrow on Saturday. Plus, I wanted to make sure that you guys get the good content and that you guys will have a video. Moving forward, I'm going to start trying to condense the watch list a little bit when there are good days, obviously, for plays either up or down. I want to try to get the watch list for the day trade one down to anywhere between like maybe 5 to 7 stocks. I think anything more than that is just getting to be a little bit too much to watch. It's hard to watch all those at one time. Also, too, we do post trade ideas every day, the link for trade ideas. If you aren't aware that we post trade ideas link each day, if you head over to our website, bullishbears.com, each morning by 9 a.m. here, you'll see under the members section, once you log in, you'll see trade ideas link. And if you see here, we update the link every single day of our live trade idea scanner. So that's a $120 tool each month that we give you our live scanner, allow you the ability to see our live screen trade idea. So meaning, it's basically how we configure it and you can see it live. Test, try it out before you buy it. We recommend everybody has their own copy of trade ideas, but obviously it could be a little bit expensive starting out, so use ours until you have the budget. So again, just one of the value adds that we offer each day. So, having a good, 5 to 7 on a watch list allows you the ability to do something like this, have like a screen up like this and watch a handful of stocks at one time. This is what I do. And then I have another one of these for stuff like with trade ideas and stuff pre-market. If you have too many more than that, it could just be overwhelming. So I'm going to try and condense the daily watch list down to, probably 5 to 7 a day. So when I make the videos, though, because I like to have you guys see what I'm looking at overall, I might put some of them on ahead of time and then scale them back maybe towards the end of the video or afterwards, just to kind of try to get the better of the plays. Also for swing trades, I'm going to try and keep them around, 1 to 3. Anything more than that gets a little bit overwhelming. Again, just because we put something on the watch list doesn't mean you should be trading it anyway. You're just looking for key breakout and breakdown areas. We give you guys options rather than just calling out one trade alert at a time, following us into that and us, pumping and dumping like many other places do, right? So we're not about doing that. So just look out for our day trade list. Again, moving forward, probably about 5 to 7. Our swing trade anywhere from like 1 to 3 or so. And we do our swing trade watch list, Monday through Thursday. So for those of you guys that aren't subscribers, again, we're only $10 a month. We do trade alerts and all that. And obviously, for those who've been following, past couple weeks, we've been giving a lot of our watch lists and stuff for free, or the swing trade one for free with the alerts and stuff like that. We try to throw some bones to you guys at times, but overall, if you want that stuff consistently, swing trade alerts, all that, gotta subscribe. Only $10 per month. So let's get into the heart of things here. I got a chart of the futures ES pulled up here. Some people ask, hey, why do you have the futures chart pulled up when you guys trade and not like the SPX or the SPY? Just a matter of our preference. We like to see what the market's doing as a whole with pre-market, aftermarket, live market hours. We like to see it as a whole. Again, the futures pretty much runs with the SPX anyway. So if futures are down, pretty much stocks are down usually because most stocks run with the market. If futures are up, then many of times stocks run with it. Again, stocks run with the market, and if market's trading sideways, it can be tricky, right? So as you can see here, not looking good, right? Not looking good again. You have all these different fake outs or all this stuff happening. It's just been crazy, right? You have this double top pattern right here. Here you go. Failure. Then it looks like the buying came back in, so you can say, okay, a double bottom here. Price starting to move back up. And now it kind of rejected at this level right here, that 27.15 area. And now it's teetering. Again, of course, it can go either way. It's closing like right at that 20 EMA. Could easily fall down to that 26.50. So who knows what's going to happen? Is it going to fall and bounce? Is it going to fall and fail? Who knows? Got to watch ENC. but as you can kind of see here, it still has that like kind of like that descending triangle feel to it, right? So you can see kind of descending with a base keeps extending down, and then you can kind of keep extending the base downwards down here as well, right? So if you look at it, it's still in this like descending triangle. You could also see it's kind of got like somewhat of a symmetrical triangle, but it's still it's still kind of on the bearish side of things. So it doesn't look great. You know, price has to get back up and hold above these moving average lines, and you know, the moving average lines has to start pushing price up if it's going to be on the bearish or the bullish side. You can see too on the watch list, or the one that I'm going to start building, there's not many plays that are bullish here. So yeah, so who knows what the heck's going to happen, and who knows what news is going to come out this weekend. We always get news like crazy news and all that stuff going on, so got to keep an eye out. So let's see what's going to happen for the watch list for Monday. Well, again, we just go off the scans and show, you know, what the plays are going to be. You know, if the plays are going to be more bullish or more bearish, or if they get kind of sloppy and trade sideways. You know, from our watch list from last night, out of the 5, 4 of them triggered. So 80%. And, you know, some days they do better, some days they do better than the others. And, you know, going into Friday, sometimes it gets very tricky, especially with the market the past couple months. So let's get into the watch list here. We're looking for stocks that either held their highs in the day or held their lows for potential continuation upwards or continuation downwards. And I like to try to get a stock that, you know, when I put something on the watch list, I like to try to get something that's away from the moving averages, like either above them or farther below them, so it has room towards the moving average lines. Or, you know, again, if a stock is overextended, you know, to potentially short back down to the moving average lines, or something's about to start breaking above the moving average lines to maybe go bullish, or a continuation where it's, again, maybe not as overextended to continue upwards, or in the oversold area for a potential dip buy, you know, so overextended, you know, overbought, let's say, to maybe short back down, oversold to maybe dip buy and go back up. But ideally, you want some movement for the stocks to go. I'm not a big fan of putting, again, not saying these can't go up, but I'm not a huge fan of getting stocks like this that are kind of in between the moving average lines. It gets really kind of messy. So I personally don't usually put those on. Again, not that they can't break out, but I don't really put those on myself a lot. You know, I look more of something like this, you know, that's not this one per se, but that's holding its highs, kind of above the moving average lines. Gaps many of times are really great to look at. There's lots of volatility in the gap as well. Obviously, price can go a little bit crazy, but, you know, gaps, they said, you know, all gaps must be filled. You know, it's just a matter of kind of when the timing is and that it's going to happen. But so this one right here, I don't necessarily love the pattern on this. It's a little bit kind of sloppy on how the candles are, but it would also make sense because price is in the gap, right? So you kind of got these areas here of support and resistance. So this one, you know, this one might have a chance to go up. Who knows how long it'll take to go up and fill in the 220s. It could easily still fall back if it falls, you know, below that 176 area down over here. But, you know, I might put that one on to watch. So for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them onto the watch list, and then I'm going to condense them more towards the end. So that way, if I get too many more, those of you guys that are watching it, some of you might want to take a look or keep those on, whereas I want to, you know, try to condense things a little bit more, but at least you get the bonus of seeing what I'm looking at, because you can never, ever, ever look at too many stock charts, because it's all about support and resistance and learning how this all works. So CVSI, this is a pot stock moving out of the channel, moving up towards $1. It is a bit overextended right now, but it is breaking out of the triangle, so it is overextended on both sides of things. I'm going to put it on for right now to take a look at. It might have a pullback, or it could just get really pumped up. Got to watch in. Speaking of which, today was 420, right? For those pot stock or pot lovers, right? So let's look at what a couple of them did today. The good old pump and dump, what did it do? Just dumped off today, right above the 9 EMA. Again, doesn't mean it can't get pumped and go back up. It absolutely can. It just didn't go up today. CNAB, another pump and dump. What did that one do? And kind of held, right? Held the moving average line. That's common, so I wouldn't be surprised if that makes another movement upwards at some point, as long as it holds those moving average lines. ACBFF, that is a Canadian pot stock. You know, it's teetering on that 9 AMA. But with these, if this was a normal stock, I wouldn't even pay, you know, I wouldn't even take a look at this. So if this is just like a regular small cap stock, I wouldn't pay any attention. However, since it is a Canadian pot stock or just a pot stock in general, when you see something like this, keep an eye on it because it could easily go and make a run up, and it could also very easily dump off as well. But if this sector is going to start running again, you know, keep a very close eye on these because they can easily go up at any point. So TWMJF, again, another one that's supposed to be like, you know, the Canada's top pot stock, right? So you look at this and you're like, oh, okay, it's kind of like a symmetrical triangle, a bit sloppy. Again, I don't necessarily love the pattern. Even today, it doesn't look great. But being a pot stock, this could easily set up to go and make a break, right? So if this is a regular stock, I'd be like, a little too messy. But being a pot stock, and the Canadian one especially, don't be surprised if this thing pops up and takes off, right? MSIG, another one, kind of holding these moving average lines, might be making a push up. So again, a lot of these aren't really, they're not great, but look what they do. They pump up, dump off, pump up, dump off. Don't be surprised if there is another pump. You know, I've seen the chatter a lot recently with these pot stocks. You know, again, we're always aware of what a lot of other companies and trading companies are doing. There's also a pretty big name out in the industry that sends out emails. I saw that person's email today sending out something about pot stocks or something they're involved in. So when these bigger names are starting to promote pot stocks, again, don't be fooled like, oh, okay, like, oh, wow, they're going to be some great long-term investment. Again, when anybody's sending emails out about a particular sector, be aware of the pump and then beware of the dump, right? So, yeah, so that's that on the pot stocks. Keep an eye on them. You know, again, when they start to pump, pretty much the majority of them run together, and when they dump, they pretty much all dump together, right? So, all right, let's take a look at some other potential ones here to put on the watch list. All right, so let me remove these lines. All right, so that one's holding its highs. EBIO, a bit overextended. Might have a little bit of a run in it, but it's still near that $2 marker. I don't know how I feel. I'll just put it on there for right now. We'll take a look at it towards the end. ENPH. I have a feeling, I thought that one, I could be wrong, was a pot stock, but maybe not. Energy, I guess? Okay. So now that I got pot stocks on the brain, I'm pretty much thinking other ones are pot stocks too. There's another one that has 4 letters like this that's throwing me off. I thought that was a pot stock, but anyways, I don't think it is. It might be energy. So this one here, I would look at. I mean, it could move up. You know, moving average lines are moving up here. I would look at. Look at the hourly. You could see some resistance up here, around 528. So anywhere from $5 on up, you know, be aware of some potential resistance. Let's see here. Oops. Click the wrong thing. So we'll get towards the end. I'm just putting them on for right now, and then we'll kind of break them down in a little bit. 54 cents. Let's see. EYEG. Starting to kind of get above the moving average lines. We'll keep an eye on that. EYEG. Might potentially be breaking out of a down channel. Let's see. We're moving out of a down channel. Might have some room, so we'll put that one on for right now. IPAS. All right. Not liking these. No. Kind of a cup, maybe a handle here. You can see, where is it? Might be kind of pulling back. So it could, you know, so you can see this kind of a cup, maybe pulling back to maybe go up further. It's one to potentially keep an eye on. Let's see in the hourly. Let's go to the weekly. So it is kind of at all-time highs. Do I like it? I don't know. It's kind of a head and shoulders pattern. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Not loving that pattern right now. But it could go either way. And if he gives up, I'm not going to put it on. SSW, potentially, yeah. I think that one was being talked about today. So that might be one to potentially watch. Getting towards the overbought area. Kind of an inverse head and shoulder, kind of a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. So let's keep an eye on it. SSW. And let's see, VLRX. No. So let's do, that's nightly scan bullish. Let's go to the bearish one. Not many of them. All right, so that's good. So we'll see what happens here, if there's any good ones on here that I want to look at. There you go. There's your marijuana stock. Not really. SN. I like the look of this, where it is kind of holding the lows. So this would be something I like to look at. So it's holding the lows, failing the moving average lines. But then I look at how much movement is there, right? So I mean, it's got a little bit of movement, but 317 down to 280 potential with $3 only 17 cents away. It's not really like, doesn't thrill me. Let's say this is around 340s or something like that. Then it can fall from 340s to $3. That's a little bit better for me to look at, but to me, I don't really like it right now. See, I like, again, when a stock like this is falling like that and it's holding its lows, but a big candlestick right at a major number when it's starting to broach oversold. Not saying it can't fall further, but for the watch list purposes, I don't usually put those on like that. It could definitely fall further, or buyers could easily come in at $7 and start to push it up right now. So it's a little bit trickier. I got to see more action of what's happening, like another day on it, to see potentially what can happen. So this one, all right, so this one is failing this kind of triangle or wedge pattern. And so this is something I would look at, but there's also, also 3 red days. So, always be aware of that 3 red day, 3 green day rule. Watch for the buyers or watch for the sellers to come back in. So if you, after 3 green days, watch for the shorts to potentially come in. After 3 green or red days, watch for buyers to potentially come back in. You can see support level right around 590. So I'd like to see kind of what happens. It's kind of hard to predict this one. It could easily fall further, or the buyers could come back in as well. So not really liking that on the short side. And WTI, still kind of a bearish pattern. Could fall to the 9 EMA, but not really like. So this is kind of fitting of just going back to the market again. It could easily go either way and trap people. This is luck. It's just been trapping people all along here, playing games, So this could trap the bears down here, then this up here could start trapping the bulls, same up here. This could trap the bears, when the price is going up, trap the bears here, and up here start trapping the bulls. It's just, lots of just nonsense going on, but again, kind of in a bigger overall triangle pattern. But, this could start shaking people out. and make you think the bears are starting to gain control, and they may, but it could just also extend the triangle out more, right? Still just very tricky to trade. So we have a few on here. Let's take a look at ones that I might keep on to continue. Since CVSI is part of the pot stock sector, again, it is a bit overextended, but this sector has no rhyme or reason, meaning like, I'm sorry, I don't mean not no rhyme or reason, meaning these ones can run overextended for a little bit and then pull back. Again, this one's running up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back a little. But actually, let me see right over here. Let me do this. Don't be surprised if it pulls right back down to this area before potentially moving upwards. So it's again broaching overextended. It could pull back some. If it fails the 66 area, watch for it. But it might pull back before going up. But since it is a pot stock sector, I would keep an eye on it. So let's see, 75 at or above. Pot stock, watch for potential pump with resistance at $1. So we will put CVSI on it just because that sector is moving. IPAS, let's take a look more at the hourly chart. So take a look here. So it might be starting to break out a little bit right here out of a potential down channel. Come on. There you go. All right. So, it's kind of got this like, it might be starting to try to make it a leg up a little bit. Still bearish, still in a bearish downtrend. But, it might get a pump up. You can see it's above the moving average lines. It's starting to get a little bit overextended. Like to see it stay above or get above this 40 cents area. So it's kind of broaching that, some resistance there. Let me look at the daily. Yeah, so it might be starting to just get above it. It could easily fall back down. Again, it's just been kind of bearish this entire time. Let me take a look over here. Let's see what this does right here. So you can kind of see it's still part of this. It might be just starting to break out. It could easily fall back down, but as you can see, right at a critical level. So I'm going to put here. What is this? 40 cents. Price may be trying to break out of the downtrend. If it can get above 50 cents, watch resistance at 60 cents, right? So again, in this downtrend, right at resistance, if it can break out, got to watch at 50 cents, right? Right here, very important to keep an eye on. But then also right there at that 60 cents, that 200 SMA. But if this thing moves 40 cents to 50 cents, that's still a 10-cent move. 40 cents to 60 cents, 20 cents movement with not having to put out a lot of capital since it's more of a penny stock, right? So, yeah, IPAS, EBIO, a bit overextended, close to $2. Do I like this one? Let's take a look at the hourly. I mean, it still has some potential movement. Again, broaching, overextended. Let's take a look on the daily. Not loving it. I'm going to come back to that one. SSW. Again, broaching a little bit of overextended. Is kind of holding its highs. Kind of went into the or the aftermarket. Got more of a pop. 790. So it has to get above this. Where's that 783 marker? So let's see, $8. Where's $8? You know, so then you have $8 resistance. So not much. Let's see. It's got some news, I think, today. So do I like this one overall? It's a little bit sloppy for me. I think I like EBO a little bit better potentially if it breaks above $2, but they're both overextended. Let me come back to those. EYEG. This one right here. This one. Let me go to the hourly. Let's kind of draw a trend line. Kind of could draw one down over this way as well. Might be trying to break out a little bit. What is this price here? 73. Let's go to the hourly. You know, up to about 75 cents. So it can, again, you know, no rhyme or reason. It can pump, kind of give it a good pump up. I like, or, you know, it could easily dump as well, obviously. You do have these, this gap on the daily to keep an eye on, right? Between 80 to $1. So watch, it might, you know, could pump up. It is above 50 cents, so keep an eye on it. So I'm going to put at or about 54 cents. So watch if pumps up with resistance around 80 cents. Watch for watch gap between 80 cents to $1, right? There we go. So watch the potential gap right in here, right? 80 cents to $1. EYEG. Let's take a look at ENPH. Still holding its highs. Again, a bit overextended intraday, but it might get a pop up a little bit here. It's not overextended on the hour or on the daily yet. It is on the hourly. If it pops up over 5, watch between 528 and 550s. So it might have a chance to get a little bit of room to pop. So let's take a look here at or above. So watch for potential continuation with if price gets above 5, resistance between 520s to 550s. Right? So if it could break above $5, watch resistance right here between the 520s to 550s. ENPH, CFMS, bit overextended on the hourly. Let's go to the daily. Again, it's in the gap right now, so price is in the gap. I'll watch for potential gap fill around 226, or it could easily fall back down. Got to watch and see. Could kind of draw this, you know, trend line could be sloppy. Sometimes it's hard to draw trend lines like this, so you kind of have to kind of gauge and go in there a little bit, right? So you can kind of, Sometimes I'll put the wicks, sometimes I'll go into more of the bodies as well. So it can still pull back some before it goes up. So I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back a little bit before going potentially up. Gotta watch and see. It would also make sense. Obviously, you know, it could pull back to this wick here right around that 176. It could easily pull back here before going back up because it's in the gap. So let's take a look at 179. Watch if price goes to fill the gap around 226. Right around there, right? So let's take a look at these last two, SSW and EYEG. I'm going to take one of them off. I don't know which one. I don't necessarily like either one. That's a little bit more overextended. Or not EYEG, but SSW or EBIO. That one's pulling back a little bit. I'm taking off SSW. I don't know if I like that one as much right now. EBIO might be kind of flagging here. Might be kind of pulling back to break above. Let's see on the daily. A little bit overextended. Has some room to go. If it can break 2, it could have some room to those 250 area. So I like that one a little bit more, where if it does break $2, it kind of has some room to go up. You can see 1, 2, 3 kind of areas that it's pumped up to 250. It is a known runner of a pump and dump. So, you know, it has pumped several times. So I'm going to keep that one on 191. So watch for potential pump over $2 with resistance at 250. All right. So there we go. Taking a sip of water here. So that's the watch list for Monday. Keep it to about 6. Again, 5 to 7 stocks. Keep it a little bit cleaner. That way, again, you can kind of put it, if you're using Thinkorswim, just use a multiple chart setup right over here. You could just go up here and see this. Just kind of make it this way so you can see 6 charts. If you wanted to do 9, you could do 9. I find it a little bit easier to see about 6 at a time, and then you can do your chart time frames right over here. Heavy moving average line. So this is what I do with our watch list. I have one right up over here. So when I'm talking to you guys in the trade room, I have this kind of up at all times on a separate screen. And I have a second one up with ones with trade ideas that might be run. So I basically look at trade ideas pre-market and our watch list, and that's how I get our the stocks that we're looking at night into the morning, and then the ones trade ideas in the morning, see what's happening before market. And then that's what we're doing every day. We're talking about this stuff in the trade room. I'll show you that in a moment. But if you guys aren't a member yet of our community on Facebook, again, we are the Bullish Bears. Right over here, come and join us. We just broke 5,000 fan page likes today. It's funny, we have a ton of YouTube subscribers, ton of members in our group, but it takes forever for our dang fan page to grow. I don't know if people like fan pages as much or what, or if they care anymore, but I'll take it as a victory. 5,000 here, so that's pretty good. So if you guys haven't liked or followed our fan page, help us get further if you could, please. Just like and follow our fan page over here. It also helps us to continue to, contact you guys, stay connected with you guys, because again, in a group like with 28,000 people, it's tough to stay track of the messages all the time. So feel free, again, to like and follow our fan page so we can stay connected with you with our updates. And again, if you haven't been over to our website yet, I'll show you just a few things. First of all, Trade Ideas is our scanner of choice. We promote them like crazy. Not just because we have a partnership with them, but because we use their product every single day. We love their scanner. A bit pricey, so again, if you're new starting out, good news, just log in here, and by 9 a.m. we post our Trade Ideas link live here every single day. So use our link in our scan each day until you can afford your own copy. And when you can, use our promo code. Please click on our link. We'd appreciate it. We're giving all this stuff away, pretty much included in our membership. So if you click on our link, it just helps us because we have a partnership. And in return, if you use the promo code BullishBears15, you get a 15% discount. If Trade Ideas is ever running another promo code, that's okay. Just click on our banner, use whatever that promo code is, and it still helps out our community. Market Club is another scanner that we like to use as well. They give you a free 2-week trial over here, and they're about half the cost of Trade Ideas. Also, they're a very good scanner, geared more towards swing trading. You can do it for day trading and stuff as well, but it's much better for swing traders or options traders. So if you're a swing or an options trader, Market Club might be better for you. They have this thing called trend or triangles, or trend triangles that can text you and send you a message or an email anytime one of your your metrics like kind of hits. They have daily, weekly, monthly triangles that you can set the metrics of what you're looking for and be notified when something goes off. So they're a really, really great tool to use. Tim and Dan use it much more than I do because I'm more in the day trading room each day, but it's a really great tool. And over here, you can try it out for 2 weeks. The links are below in this video for both Trade Ideas and Market Club. But if not, on our website, you can go check it out over here. And Market Club offers a 2-week trial. So those are the tools, again, we really like to use. We don't like to be spammy with what we promote. Again, those are two tools that we just absolutely really love to use. So again, too, we have our day trade room, and we now have a swing trade room where you do day trade or swing trading and options trading. So you can kind of come in and choose what style fits you best. We kind of bounce between both rooms. We try to have someone active in both rooms each day. Swing trade room a little bit at times a little bit slower, obviously, because you're not really getting in and out of positions as quickly as you are in the day trading room. So they're both great areas to come and practice. I'm telling you, if you haven't been involved in other trading rooms before, I'm not going to I'm going to speak of the positives of our room, not necessarily negatives of others. Because again, everybody runs things differently, and I'm not saying we're the best by any means. We're just a little bit different. We're in there every single day, just calling out support and resistance. So there could be some people like, why are they calling out support and resistance? Why are they not just telling us what they're getting in and out of? Because very simply, we're not stock pumpers, right? Many other trade rooms will just be like, hey, I just got in HMNY. You go and you chase them in, and then they're like, oh, just sold HMNY, and you chase them out. What does that do? What does that do for you? It does nothing, right? You're just chasing the herd in and out, and that's, especially if you're new, a great way for you to lose money. So with us, what we're doing is, we have trade ideas pulled up every day, right? We have our scanner pulled up and our watch list, like I showed you, right? So if you look at our watch list over here, so I'm watching these and what's going on. And what you'll see is basically we're calling out support and resistance levels. So I'm going through what's popping up on trade ideas, going through what's popping up or what I'm seeing in the watch list, and I'm telling you support and resistance. And I'm trying to, and again, Dan as well and Tim as well, drill in support and resistance to you, because if you understand support and resistance, that is what's going to make you a great trader, not us telling you what stock we're getting in and out of, but knowing support and resistance over and over and over and over and over again. So if you're day trading, and you know the support and resistance levels, then you're going to see, okay, where I might buy and where I'd be looking to potentially sell, rather than just waiting for us to get into position, call it out to you, you scramble in, you have no clue when we're going to get out, and we're going to chase, and have this whole mob following us in and out of a stock. That doesn't help you. So, we're constantly, for that couple more hours in the morning, market hours in the morning, or I can't talk right now, couple hours in the morning, those critical hours, 9:30 to 11:30, that's when we're really focusing on things. You're not going to see us mostly in the trade room or much in the trade rooms after that. Number one, because we're not trading at those times. Number two, we also don't want to set bad habits for you. We'll pop in there occasionally and talk about things, but after 11:30, the market's dead. We don't want people thinking, oh, okay, like, hey, they're trading during lunch hours and into 2 o'clock and stuff, because we're not. It's a bad way to do things. That's when the computers and the algo traders are running things. So, it's much harder to trade that way. Sometimes we'll trade between 3 to 4, or pick up more of our swing trades, but we're kind of done for the day. By 11:30, we're done. So towards the end of the day, we'll do our swing trades and stuff like that. So that's why you're not really seeing much of us, or much going on in the trade rooms after 11:30, because again, we don't set, number one, we're not trading at that time, and number two, we're not trying to set bad habits. If you're trying to trade between those hours of 11:30ish towards 2:30, it's a great way to get burnt. We've gotten burnt many times doing that. So those couple hours in the morning, watch us. We're calling out support and resistance like crazy. And again, we've seen trade rooms, other ones out there before, where to say the least, they're really not talking much or teaching much. And what we're trying to do is teach. We're trying to teach you guys, right? Not trying to take your money. Again, because we're only $10 a month, so there's not much money we can take from you, right? $10 a month. There's only so much you can, $10 is $10 is $10, right? So you'll see over here, if you haven't subscribed to us yet, here's our subscribe button. Again, before I get to that, a few $1,000s worth of free courses. We'll probably be launching our candlesticks course, the first one, on Monday. I've got that pretty much all complete. It's a lot of words. I had to write it all and tweak it, make sure it all seems like it, or make sure it all looks good and stuff. So that course, the first one should be launched Monday, and then the second one probably a week or two or so after that. So we'll have a couple of candlesticks, a basic candlestick course, and then an advanced one to wrap up. Again, there's a few $1,000s worth of courses over here. So if you're new, take advantage of them, right? If you want to know what to do, if you're new, take our courses. Become a member over here, again, for only $10 a month. So this is what you do. Become a member, take our free courses. Plan on taking the next couple months, few months, depending on what you want to learn. If you want to learn it all, it might take you a few months, right? Take our courses, become a subscriber, join whatever trade room is more of your style. If you don't know what your style is, come into either trade room and practice and see what one, what's the best flow for you. Watch traders and what they're doing. So as you're taking our courses, you come in each morning, you get prepared. Again, you'll see our watch list and alerts that we send out each night. We also post them on our website, right? So get prepared. You'll have our watch list and alerts, and then you'll put them into your brokerage account or upload them in whatever account you're using. Be aware of the levels, map out support and resistance. Again, watch our videos on how to do that, just specifically this video here. Watch our previous ones as well. We make 2 to 3 watch list videos a week, but you can always go back over all of our previous ones and just learn how we draw support and resistance. So again, you take our watch list, do the support and resistance, put the alert levels in, come in and practice in our day trading and swing trading room, and very simply, open an account with a company like Thinkorswim or Interactive Brokers, or another one that has a good virtual platform. We just think Thinkorswim and Interactive Brokers have really good virtual platforms to practice in. So this is a great place to practice, get familiar with trading, make a few hundred practice trades, practice with other traders around the world in the day trade room or the swing trade room. Get comfortable, and then when you get comfortable trading, then start scaling up with real money and start slow and work your way up. It's that simple. We're no pressure, right? There's no pressure at $10 a month. So I just showed you a bunch of the stuff that we offer, but you'll see a whole bunch of stuff here, and we're probably going to be adding on other stuff in the near future too. We're got some stuff maybe going on behind the scenes, so who the heck knows what we might be offering. Included to you guys, again, for only $10 a month, the cost of a Netflix payment. Or if you want to prepay for the year, it's like cost of a $99 like an Amazon Prime membership, right? So that's what I've got. This is what we do for you guys each day, always trying to give back to you and help you guys to become better traders. And last but not least, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notification bell. And as you can see, we have a lot of subscribers. Thank you to all you all that have been following us. Now just broke 21,000 and growing. And look at just all this content, right? Look at all of these ones just on candlesticks. Look at this. These ones right here, all of these ones right up here are all just on candlesticks. There are a ton of patterns. I have about another 4 to 6 more, I think, to go. Maybe one more week or so. So if you're new and you don't know every single one of these patterns, you have to know every single one of them. If you don't know what these are and you're trading with real money, you're going to end up losing. You get lucky for a while, but every single one of these patterns, they're all incredibly important. And we started, again, we're going to be putting out the courses soon, but if you're like, hey, I don't want to wait till you put the courses out, start right here. Bullish to bearish to doji to dragonfly, and just go in order here. That's all you got to do. Right? Until we're going to put them into courses for you, make them all, in order and start to finish and all that. But these are pretty much in order, right? And how things work. So all that great content to really help you guys to become better traders. So happy trading on Monday. Who the heck knows what's going to happen this weekend with news, and who the heck knows what's going to happen with the markets. It's an interesting ride. So we will see you guys in our community. Enjoy.